Ooh, it's someone's birthday. Is it Top Hat's? No, how about one of the engines? Thomas? Or Percy, maybe? Nah, this individual is not one of the higher paid actors in the cast list. So who was it? Well, the only character to get some kind of notion that something was up was Bertie. Nice to see him for a 5-second cameo.
It was Lady Hatt's birthday, and Sir Topham had a new outfit. "It's perfect for my birthday party," said his wife. "You'll look splendid, Topham, dear." "And I'll wear my finest hat just for you," he replied. "Your birthday is a great occasion." "It is, so don't be late."
Okay, I think it's safe to say we now know why Top Hat is so critical on time in general. His wife is the one calling the orders, not him. It's all a scam. Lady Hat's the true controller. So now that Top Hat was ready, he set off. Unfortunately, his day wasn't going to be as easy as he had hoped.
As he sped along, he suddenly saw a large hole in the road. He braked hard, but it was too late. "Bother! Now I've got a puncture. If I change my wheel, I am sure to dirty my suit, and that would never do."
Well, that's a fairly comical looking frame. Here's this big pudgy man just staring at his lopsided car. By the way, anyone notice Top Hat's theme variation? It's not as deep as the original synthesizer motif or as intimidating. Yet it suits him well. Get it? The pun? I didn't even try that time. Nor did the big man have to try too hard hitchhiking on Caroline.
But Caroline didn't like going fast. "I'm hot! My engine will overheat!" And it did. "Told you so," said Caroline sadly. "Bother! Bother!"
Nice going, you bum. Of course, with Top Hat out of a ride, again, he had to find another means of getting there. Also, this is the second female character Baldwin is voicing so far this season, and it is a riot. Being that his voice is much better for dramatic and deeper voices, him taking on the other gender is all too funny. George the Steamroller, on the other hand, wasn't too funny.
"Call yourself a car? You're a disgrace to the road. Find yourself a scrapyard." Caroline spluttered in fury. George's driver was more polite. "Can I be of assistance, sir?" "Only if you can get me to my wife's birthday party," sighed Sir Topham Hatt. "We can take you to Thomas," replied the driver. "He's just down the line."
And with that, Top Hat set off again. Except this time, Top Hat not only got oil sprayed all over him and his new suit, but also got thrown into a mud pond. All because Georgie Boy suffered from some unknown mechanical malfunction. Or was he talking to Duncan too much and enjoyed the art of rock and roll? Thankfully, Thomas was right nearby.
"Can I help you, sir?" asked Thomas's driver. "Yes, please. Get me to the station as fast as you can. I'm afraid our fireman's taken ill." "Then I'll be your fireman," sighed Sir Topham Hatt. Thomas was excited.
I truly think Top Hat has just given up on his looks. His attitude now says, you know what, the heck with this. As long as I get there on time, I don't care how I look. And considering what he's doing to get there on time, his wife better respect that. Top Hat may be a literal hot mess shoveling coal and such, but he's certainly a man's man. No complaints, just does what he has to do. Luckily for him, it paid off because he arrived right on time with flowers to boot.
Sir Topham Hatt's wife was waiting for him. As the clock struck 3, there stood Sir Topham Hatt. Tired, but triumphant. He gave his wife the flowers. "Well, thank you, my dear. I knew this was my special birthday party, but I didn't know it was fancy dress." Everyone laughed. And then the party began.
Yeah, but why was Lady Hatt's hair brown this time? Wasn't it orangey-ish or light brown way at the beginning? What's going on here? I think Top Hat arrived at the wrong birthday party. And who's that guy with the Squilliam Fancy Sun unibrow? Really though, this episode is quite astray from the usual type of narrative. From the very beginning, Sir Topham Hatt has always been a major influence on the engines and how they work. Season 1, he was more of an authoritative figure and showed a soft spot every now and then. The same would continue up until Season 4, where he was even less around. But when he was, his moments remained fairly the same. But here, we actually see Top Hat have his own adventure, which, believe it or not, was not only intriguing to watch, but a lot of fun. What this entry does is make Top Hat a more developed character, and allow him to be displayed to viewers as more than just the guy who runs around directing people and engines. It also shows he's not perfect either, and has his own problems. Seeing him get into his own trouble and look nothing like how he left when he arrived is gut-busting. Although I am a bit disappointed that Top Hat didn't do anything for Caroline. She helps him and then gets left behind. What a shame. But to be honest, seeing episodes like this from time to time would be fun, and it doesn't just have to be about Top Hat. Locations featured in this episode are apparent, but also confusing. Kirk Ronan Station is definitely a familiar place now, after Gordon blasted his face through it. We also get a chance to see some of the roadways next to Callan Station as Top Hat initially leaves. The one weird bit though is when Thomas takes Top Hat to the party. There they go underneath a bridge that looks a lot like Bulgy's Bridge. Yet Bulgy's Bridge had a road go underneath it, not rails. Yet the repairs in the arches would say otherwise. There were also 3 musical motifs heard this time. The first was Top Hat's varied theme. The second was George's theme as he takes off with Top Hat. And lastly is just Happy Birthday at the very end. Next episode is James and the Trouble with Trees. Thanks for watching.